Today we're making a classic Spanish recipe that's most enjoyed during the summertime because it's effortless to make. You can serve it chilled or at room temperature. We're talking a Spanish country salad. This is known as una ensalada campera. And let me tell you, this salad has so many simple yet delicious flavors. It's made with just a handful of heart-healthy ingredients, and it's all done in a little over 30 minutes. Folks serve this country salad as a side dish, next to some grilled fish, or even as a main course next to a crunchy baguette. Either way, it's the kind of food that with each bite, it's gonna fill you with so much goodness. This video is sponsored by tienda.com. The Tienda is an online superstore focusing on selling all things Spain for your home and kitchen, and they've been around since 1996. And like I always tell you, they have the biggest selection of artisan Spanish ingredients, like queso manchego, the famous jamón serrano and jamón iberico, Marcona almonds, olives, the beautiful canned seafood from Spain, and all the spices you need to make all your favorite Spanish recipes, among so many other great ingredients. And let me tell you, when it comes to cookware, they have an amazing selection of authentic Spanish paella pans that range in size from 2 servings all the way up to 50 servings. And they even offer classic grilling systems, that way you can always perfectly cook your paella. Folks, visit tienda.com, let them know Albert from Spain on a Fork sent you there, and make sure you use coupon code ONAFORK during checkout for 10% off your order. Alright, let's just dive right into this. I'm going to add in 4 eggs into a saucepan and fill it with some water to about 1/2 inch above the eggs, which is 1 1/4 centimeters. And we'll heat it with a high heat. Once it comes to a boil, we'll place the lid on the saucepan and turn off the heat and leave the eggs to sit there between 10 to 11 minutes to end up with perfectly hard-boiled eggs. In the meantime, I'm going to cut 1 kilogram of potatoes, which is 2 1/4 pounds, that have already been peeled, washed, and patted dry, each potato into bite-sized pieces that are 2 centimeters thick, which is 3/4 inch. For this recipe, important to use potatoes that are a bit more waxy than starchy, as they hold their shape better when they're being boiled. I'm using Yukon Golds, but you can also use new potatoes, golden light, or even red potatoes. Then we'll add the chopped potatoes into a stock pot, and you want to make sure they're in a flat layer. And fill it with some water, just enough to barely cover the potatoes. Then we'll season generously with sea salt and heat it with a high heat. After 15 to 20 minutes, and those potatoes are just cooked through, you can always pierce them with a toothpick just to ensure that they're done. We'll remove the stock pot from the heat and drain the potatoes into a colander. While the potatoes are cooling, let's get the rest of the elements ready to put this salad together. Let's begin by making the homemade dressing. I'm going to add in 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil into a bowl, which is 60 milliliters. We'll also add in 1 tablespoon of sherry vinegar, which is 15 milliliters, 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice, which is 5 milliliters. Finely grate in 1 large clove of garlic. As always, if you don't have a grater, you can just finely mince it. And 1 tablespoon of chopped fresh parsley, which is 4 grams. Then we'll season with a kiss of sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll whisk it together until it's well mixed, and then set it aside. Then we'll thinly slice 2 shallots, finely chop 1 red and 1 green bell pepper, roughly chop 2 Roma tomatoes, and thinly slice 1/2 cup of green pimento stuffed olives, which is 60 grams. You can also use black olives here if you like. Okay, let's move back to the potatoes. After about 10 minutes, and they're cool enough to handle, we'll transfer them into a large bowl and add in the chopped ingredients. Then we'll pour in the homemade dressing and season everything with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. Then we'll gently toss it together until everything's well mixed. And then we'll transfer some of the salad into a shallow bowl. For the final touches, We'll drain a couple cans of tuna in olive oil into a fine sieve with a bowl underneath. The size of the cans that I'm using are 4 ounces, which is 110 grams each. And we'll gently flake it to remove any of the excess olive oil. Link where you can get the Spanish tuna I'm using in the description box below. Then we'll add some of the tuna over the country salad. And we'll garnish with some of our hard-boiled eggs that have been cut into quarters and some fresh parsley. Check it out, Ensalada Campera, Spanish country salad, super easy to make. Such a gorgeous presentation and all done in a little over 30 minutes. Let's give it a try and see how it turned out. Once again folks, una ensalada campera. Look how beautiful this turned out. Here we go. Look at that plate of goodness. I'm telling you, it's hard to believe that we have such simple and basic ingredients and we got so much flavor out of this. The potatoes are beautifully cooked, they kept their shape but they're fully cooked through. The tuna and the vegetables had such a great texture, and of course that homemade dressing taking this to the next level. Use it to try at home, either as a main course or side dish, chilled or at room temperature. Either way, it's the kind of food that with each bite is gonna fill your body with so much goodness. Really quick before I go, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Tom Pagano, Tandy Irvin, Maria, and Karen Reynolds. And guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button. Leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, don't forget to smash the subscribe button and click on the bell icon. That way you can get notified every time I release new content and to become a part of the Spain on a Fork family. Till the next time, hasta luego.